Who do you see your fans being now? Who do you see the people being that buy the records? Do you have any like vision of who they are? Or does that matter to you at all?
I don't know now. It's probably half the people who bought the last one, at least. And
this whole influx of new people.
yeah, I would hope that younger kids get to hear this stuff, because we weren't really played on radio much last time. And unless you listen to college radio, there's not too many outlets for a band like us.
Yeah.
Greetings. Welcome back to your Blue Dreamer broadcast. I'm your most humble host as always, Dr. I, bringing you your latest Blue Mix. Excuse me, Blue Speak. Today, I've got on local SD boys, Leavers. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey. Welcome to the Blue Dreamer broadcast. If you guys can, just introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
I'm John. Play guitar and really stoked to be here.
Cool.
I'm Ryan. I sing, play guitar.
Nice. So there's two of you. You were telling me that there's 5 total?
Yeah, we have 5, but I mean the main. It's been me and John for the most part.
Okay. And you were telling me you guys are the main writers and everything.
Yeah. We started off like years ago. We were out at dinner and we're just like, I'm not doing anything right now. Are you doing anything right now? No, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting on all this stuff. You want to just start playing it?
Yeah.
And it was never supposed to be a band. It was just like weird. It was like start off as like clearinghouse for like all this stuff. We were like, hey, we should just go get some studio time and like record everything.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of dumb lucked into a band.
And how long ago was that?
Oh fuck! How long ago was that?
Was it 2019? I think,
Yeah,
right,
it was
right before.
yeah.
Well, not right before COVID, but yeah, it was like
Oh my
2019.
god! Has
Pretty
it been?
recently.
We've been playing that long.
Yeah, it was.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, we were just talking about just music, what we were into. Ryan's one of my wife's oldest friends, so we just kind of connected and started talking music, and it was like he sent me a few songs that he'd been working on, and I was like, I'm really into that, and it's kind of in my wheelhouse. And I was kind of not really doing anything at the time, and it was just sort of like, yeah, let's get together, write some tunes, have some fun. It was absolutely not anything we planned out. It was just sort of like, it's right. And then all of a sudden we had a record, and we went into the studio with Mike Camus and over at Earthling, and laid down all these songs. We're just like, yeah, this is really cool. And like the next logical step was, okay, I mean, if we're gonna, let's keep doing this, we're gonna need some people. And then we just kind of cobbled together a band, and here we are. And
well, I mean, like, well, we weren't. It was another dinner. I was out with Simon, and he's like, hey, I'm not doing anything. Also, I'm like, yeah. So like, oh, you should come jam with us sometime. So then we had a drummer, and then his friend. You knew Jenny from high school?
Yeah, an old friend of mine from high school hit me up. She had been in the UK, gone to school, got her PhD, and she was living in London. And her and her husband moved back to San Diego. And her husband's a musician, great musician.
Yeah.
Played in tons of bands in Europe. And she's like, he's going stir crazy. Doing nothing.
Nice.
Get him out of
she
my
was like,
house.
Do you know anybody that you're looking for a guitar player? And I was like, well, he could probably play bass. Does he want to play bass? And like, we're just getting this project up and running. And so I met him literally the first time I met him. He came over to my house. We borrowed my friend's bass, who was my next door neighbor was a bass player. And we borrowed his bass, and we sat down and kind of went through some songs. He's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Nice.
I'll do it, mate.
So you got a Brit in the band?
We
had two.
We had 2 Brits.
Yeah.
Oh,
at
nice.
one point. Yeah. And then so, we just, that was 2019. We got a full band together, and we started playing some shows, kind of hit our stride. And like everybody else,
Yeah.
the rug got pulled out from underneath us with the pandemic.
Yep.
And it was just like, all right, well, I guess we're just going to weather the storm and do whatever. And we wrote some more songs, and we were doing like backyard acoustic practices, just, all spread apart.
Yeah.
And, kept writing. And then we kind of came out of the pandemic, and we're just like, well, let's keep going. And
Yeah, but we kind of like, I feel like we took like 2 years off.
we took some time, kind of, just sort of dragged our feet. We definitely lost momentum as did everybody else.
Yeah.
But, it's just, it's kind of all just, time passes and you start, you get people on board, and we just kept going, and yeah.
Nice. So I always start at the top as far as when you guys came into my radar, and because every band that I interview usually comes either from a suggestion from somebody I've already interviewed, or what I do is go through all the venue flyers and just and I honestly, like, I use Apple Music a lot for compiling my mixes and stuff. And the algorithm is awesome, so it helps too to kind of put, especially for the mixes, is compile similar styles. And, but with that, I'm discovering like so many new bands, and I'm pretty sure, I think it was a flyer. I can't ever remember exactly. I don't know if it was a suggestion from the algorithm or from a flyer. I think it was from a flyer. But then, I came into contact with Ryan. You're the one that runs the IG, right? The Instagram?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, runs is
a generous term.
That is very generous.
Responds to...
once every 6 months I post
inquiries,
something. Yeah.
Inquiry response. But, and then you were telling me, you knew RJ and, from Island of Thieves and Haunt You. And so, I've got Haunt You in the back burner too. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to them, but Island of Thieves is great.
Yeah, you don't need
RJ's
to talk
cool.
to them. They're no fun.
They're hard to nail down, that's for sure. But
they're all family people.
Yeah,
they're all
for
busy.
sure. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's how I came across you guys. And so it was cool because you guys are also, I was telling Ryan earlier that with every interview I do, there's an accompanying mix that goes, and it doesn't necessarily, it's not the same style, necessarily. It could be whatever, I just compile a mix and then put it out. Compile a mix, put it out. Different styles. I have a lot of different styles that I dig through, but it just so happens that Night Sweats is gonna be on this accompanying mix with this interview. So that's pretty cool. I like when that happens.
Hell yeah!
And for me, for this particular mix, it's I'm been putting out more recently, more what I consider like desert rock, psychedelic rock, garage rock, surf, and I don't know, I just felt like you guys kind of fit in there, and I'm not a fan of genre and all that. Like, I don't like to label things necessarily, but to communicate to other people, I feel it's necessary somewhat, but I always go with style or feel or groove, or those are the words that I use. I don't use or fucking metal or but so I hope you guys listen to it and feel that
Cool, man.
feel that it fits, so that'll be cool. I really like that, how that worked out. So let's start with you guys. Where I like to start with artists and musicians is asking them, when did you get started in music? From what age? Just an initial spark to where music got into you, and and basically what I do is, I remember those things from my musical journey, and so what I do is ask musicians their journey, and so when was the start point of your journey? Was there, a lot of, I love that it's kind of 50-50. They come from either a musical family or, there was music in the house all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like, so I love that difference, So go ahead, Ryan. You started off, when did music?
I come from both. Like, my dad's a musician also. So I grew up with him playing guitar around me all the time.
Yeah.
But ironically, my mom was more the music head. So like, I grew up with a lot of new wave around the house. She was really into like new wave and like some punk stuff, and like so it was like, I had a lot of like cool music from like early age. I think my first tape was like Talking Heads.
Yeah.
So and then, but I was more like active. I wasn't really like, when I was a kid, didn't really want to sit still and like learn how to play anything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until later, but I feel like growing up and like I know everybody like has the era that they grew up in. They feel like that's probably like the best time, but like early '90s was like I don't know, like there was like the explosion of like independent music, right?
Yeah.
You had hip hop going from like Run DMC to like legit hip hop. Not that they're not.
That's
legit,
funny
but,
because one of my notes I made is the '90s like greatest era. Like,
yeah,
we'll get into that too,
okay, but I mean, like you had Nirvana coming out. You had the Breeder. I was a huge Breeders fan, which like
same.
you could find out about on the radio.
Yeah.
So anyway, so like that was all around. So you're like. You're starting to develop your own musical interests, but I was into like hip hop, right?
Yeah.
The little skate rat.
Yeah.
And I was at the skate shop one day, and we're watching this video, and it had this song from like you remember that band Offspring?
Yeah.
Fucking dude sucks that they're part of this. But like, anyways, so they had this song from the Offspring, and I was like, oh, who's that? I'm like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And my friend's like, oh yeah, this Offspring. And I was like, oh, okay, hey, so like make me a mixtape.
Yeah.
So he like made me a mixtape, had Bad Religion on it. And I was like, oh, well, this is way better than these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So then I went down to the record store and bought like a comp that had Bad Religion on it. And it ended up being like early Bad Religion. So it had like all this like old punk, right? And so next thing you know, I went from like a mixtape of like the Offspring to like Minor Threat and Black Flag pretty much like immediately.
Yeah.
And so then, so I started getting into music through that, got into punk. That makes it real easy to play guitar. You don't need to learn shit.
Yeah.
And then like, Minor Threat kind of turned into like Fugazi.
Yeah.
And then Fugazi like kind of opened up the door to like all this different shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, fuck, you don't even have to play chords. You can just make noise, And then that led to like, Sonic Youth. Fucking Jesus and Mary Chain, all that shit, right? But and then on the other end of it, like going from punk, like I was really into like reading back on like people's backstories and shit.
Yeah.
So then that like led to like all the like early like Stooges, Dolls, Johnny Thunders, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was like I got blessed that I lived next to a record store.
Fuck yeah.
That like they were cool, man. You had to I tried to apply to work there once, and they gave you like no fucking joke, like a 20-page music fucking test.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, you have to know like you have to know about like fucking Miles Davis and shit to like get a job here.
Yeah.
It was fucking gnarly.
Respect to that though.
Yeah, I don't know, but it made it cool. It made it cool. I remember one time I went to like I bought a Dead Kennedys album.
Yeah.
And I was into like, I was into like punk,
Sure.
right? I wasn't into like that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And I go home and I listen to it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I come back and I want to return it. And the guy's like, I'm not going to take it back.
Wow.
He's like, you go home, listen to it for 3 weeks. If you still don't like it, I'll take it. We'll take it back.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, they were fucking cool. So I got blessed. I lived down the street from a record store like that.
Yeah.
So I got exposed to all this stuff. I come from a shit town, like tiny little town, and
where are you from?
I'm from Central Coast, but we had we had this one promoter that like moved there, like between the ages when I was like 14 to 18.
Yeah,
and he just started putting on all these punk shows out at like the like VFW hall,
the
fucking Rotary Club, Moose Lodge, shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Like we were saying, I saw like Failure, I saw them when I was like 12.
Yeah.
So you start going to shows and like we didn't have any venues, so that was like we didn't have the Che Cafe or anything like that.
Right.
But it was cool, like getting to see all that stuff up close. You're like, oh, well, fuck, I can do this. It doesn't look that hard, Yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling, but anyways.
Did you play any instruments or anything?
Yeah, I played guitar.
Okay. How old were you when you started doing that?
Probably like, I think I started around like 12 or 13, but then I took a break for a long time, and I didn't get back into it until I was later on.
Yeah. What did your dad play?
He's a guitar player.
Okay.
Motherfucker makes more money than we do. he's got a band. They play up north and like
covers and shit. Or?
Yeah.
That's where the money's at.
Old
bro.
man shit, but like they make money.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
Bro. I had a friend that was a drummer. We've been friends since we were like 5 years old, and he would always tell me, he's like, dude, just learn 90s covers. we can fucking play Disneyland. We can play fucking we'll get paid. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, dude.
I'm good with that.
He just sings like James Taylor songs and shit, and he gets like,
you get paid out.
Yeah, he's always like, oh, how'd the gig go? And I was like, yeah, it went pretty well. Like, oh, what'd you guys get paid? Like, oh, we made like $67, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, made fucking half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, what about you, John? When did you?
So
infected?
I'm kind of the opposite in that my family. I mean, nobody in my family played music. I mean, it was not a musical family at all. I think. I mean, really, it started. I think I was in 7th grade. It was in junior high, 7th grade, and there was like they called it the wheel, where you like every 6 weeks rotated through.
Oh,
like
I remember that.
Yeah, it was like an elective wheel, and they had one of them was guitar. Yeah, right. It's like you pick the guitar. Yeah, and I was like, well, that sounds, this is 93 something like that. Yeah, and I'm like, we're talking Pumpkins, Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots. I mean, you're talking all these, the bands that are like, it's guitar music time. And so my uncle had given me he gave me a guitar, an acoustic guitar, and of course I had to restring it left-handed because I'm lefty. And so I took this like exploratory wheel class, and it was funny. The teacher didn't know how to play guitar. He was a pianist, and he was like the music director, but he didn't know how to play guitar. So I literally was learning from like these other kids in the class that knew how to play. And so I learned a few like rudimentary chords, and messed around a little bit at home. And then I was playing hockey at the time, and one of my teammates,
fucking jock,
I know, one of my teammates, this kid Andy Crucci, one of my dearest friends to this day, had introduced me to a couple of his friends. One of them was this kid, Brandon, who's now went on to form Crocodiles.
Is that Stabby Andy?
Stabby
Andy, right?
So we're in like at this point 9th grade, and he, I kind of knew how to play guitar, and our now mutual friend Brandon was like, we got this punk band we're just starting, like, you know how to play bass? Yeah. I'm like, I mean, I can barely play guitar. He's like, well, that means you can play bass.
You could definitely play bass.
Definitely play bass. So he's like, dude, buy a bass. You can be in my band. I'm like, I wouldn't be in a band. It never even occurred to me to be in a band at this point. I'm 14. I'm just like, whatever. So all of a sudden it was like, so I went to, what was it, music store in La Mesa? Freedom Guitar, maybe? Or
Freedom, There was Freedom right down from Guitar Center.
Yeah, it was the one down the street from Guitar Center.
That's where I bought my first amp, man.
They had a used Carvin left-handed bass, the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life. I bought it for like $200. Yeah. And then just joined a punk band called the Commies.
Nice.
And,
that's fucking punk.
Yeah.
Bro.
So it was like me, my buddy Marcus played drums, and we played some. I mean, our first show was with Citizen Fish.
No shit.
At the Showcase Theater, I think, was one of our shows. We got some really good shows.
Where was the Showcase?
That was on kind of like.
Was it Claremont Mesa?
No, it was by Gelato Vero, like down the street.
Oh,
and, yeah. It was there. Yeah. It was only there for like a couple years, but I mean, I fell ass backwards into music. Quite honestly, I literally had a friend be like, "Buy a bass and you can be in my band," and I was like, "That sounds great." And then just started playing punk. I got introduced to like all the 77 punk, the Damned, Stiff Little Fingers, the Germs, Addicts, all that good stuff. And then, met a friend in high school that kind of turned me on to the whole, like, more Jawbreaker, I don't call it, he was emo at the time, but it's like completely divorced from the term now. But like a lot of those bands, and then just, once you kind of get that, you get bit by the music bug or whatever you want to call it. It's just like, it's like, that's it. This is what I want to keep doing.
Yeah, I tend to call it like an infection. I always
it's
when did it get in your bloodstream? And...
At that point, I was like, I'm never going to not do this at some level. Yeah. And so, from that point forward, it was just always like, I'm going to be a musician, not professionally. I'm not going to try to make a living, but it was just like, this is my hobby. I don't surf. I don't play golf. Yeah. This is my thing. And so it just kind of went from there.
Nice. And when did you start playing guitar?
I started playing guitar like 7th grade, just sort of like, and I fumbled around for a long time. I kind of started to more take it seriously once I was in a band. I'm like, I want to know a little bit more than, just the basics. But to this day, I'm like, somebody says like, oh, how long have you been playing guitar? I'm like, 30 years. Oh, you must be really good. I'm like,
no.
Not even a little bit.
I play the same shit I started playing.
I've plateaued like 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, at least you play chords that have like, numbers and shit afterwards.
I don't even know what the numbers are. I'm like, I know how you know, it's like your finger goes here. kind of a thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think you're almost better off with that if you're really like academic about it. You're almost it's almost soulless in a way. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like for me, I'm very curious. Like I said, a lot of it's kind of 50-50 of the musicians I have interviewed so far where they say, oh, I come from a musical family. I come from, like me personally, my mom was the biggest probably music head in the family, because it was like every weekend was cleaning the house or whatever, doing the chores, and it was music was going on all the time. And then my brother and sister are both like 8 and 10 years older than me, so I grew up with MTV and all that. I'm 40. I'm gonna be 47 this year, so I grew up in the 90s. I'm an 80s kid, grew up in the 90s, so. I was doing whatever my brother was doing, and then he introduced me to Nirvana first of all, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I like that, and I was always a fan of Prince and Madonna and stuff just because they liked it, and then like, new wave as far as Depeche Mode and Cure, and then once I got into Nirvana, I was like, this is mine, like for myself.
You have that sense of ownership when you first discover something on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's going to be introduced to you by somebody, but like,
right.
You're like, this isn't through osmosis through my family.
Right.
It's like, this is something I'm latching onto on purpose.
Right.
Well, and like, not to like sound like old man, but like, like back then, like it was like I don't know, it was like secret knowledge, right? Like when you got into like something that was like kind of niche, right?
Yeah.
It was like there wasn't a ton of people that knew about it, and the people that did were like, oh shit, we're like instantly homies, because it's like you kind of had to really be into it to like really find stuff.
You all resonate at the same vibration. You know what I mean?
But
like,
it wasn't like you could just like someone could go, oh hey, I just heard about this band. You could just Google it, and then instantly know about it. You had to like. It was like a learning process.
Involved.
Yeah, you had to like go and like find shit. You had to go fucking read articles about like, oh, so who did this guy listen to? Oh, he listened to this. You had to,
and then read the back of records.
Totally. It was like
I always hear the thanks was like where you found the other bands.
Totally.
Yeah. See, I didn't grow up with it. I didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah. See, I was lucky. I was a skater, and like skate videos like turned me on to all this shit, because it's like it was all niche shit. Like there was like no normal fucking music in skate videos. So it's like, I saw Dinosaur Jr. like learned about people like that like real early on.
And so I'm grateful to my brother because, like I said, he's 8 years older than me, and he's taking his kid brother. He took me to go see fucking Lucy's Fur Coat at fucking it was Fluff, Lucy's Fur Coat, Uncle Joe's Big Old Driver at fucking the World Beat Center.
That
when
is
it was
some
in
619 shit
downtown.
right there.
When it was in downtown.
That is,
I'm fucking 14 years old, and this shit's blowing my mind. And then, I would go to Soma in Linda Vista, and I saw fucking everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so once I got into Fluff, I was like, I'm hooked. Like, Fluff is probably my all-time favorite band because I fucking love O. Rest in peace.
Yeah. R.I.P., man.
And fucking, he taught me, Kurt Cobain introduced me to guitar playing, power chords and, the vibe. And then O showed me, like, my style through him, So I still tune drop C. I play Jazz Masters. I fucking fat tone, all that shit. He taught me all that shit. So Kurt Cobain got me started. O set me on my way. Like, and I would go to shows and talk to him. And I always remember he'd be like, oh, what kind of guitar you play? I was like, oh, I play a Les Paul. He's like, oh, dude, do yourself a favor, break the neck and go buy a Fender. I was like, I'm fucking
guitars,
16 years old.
Fender guitars, 4 cars.
I know that know what I'm saying? So I was lucky to witness, I remember going to Mayday in 94 and the lineup was just fucking crazy, And so I'm grateful for all that shit because I'm not one that ever read the back of records. And,
I was.
there's a whole DJ culture, that it has that knowledge and all, and and I understand that. And I always feel like I have to be defensive because I'm not that. And I don't claim to be any of that shit, but I love music. Music is my passion.
Well, but see, like, I didn't grow up in a big city,
Right.
so I didn't have that around.
Right.
So, like, the only way, and we're talking, like, big city, small town in the fucking 90s. So, like, the only way you could find out about shit was reading.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that was literally it. Or
Yeah.
somebody tells you about it.
Yeah.
Or you're just, like, reading up on it.
Yeah.
There was no...
For sure.
There was no fucking Mayday to go
Yeah.
to. We didn't even we had no venues.
Yeah.
I knew like one other dude that played guitar and all he knew how to play was Slayer.
Yeah. Fuck it. No, but that's kind of the point of Blue Dreamer is discovery and fucking just, I mean? Like, I want to know, I'm just as curious as anyone else as to where musicians, how they grow and I mean, like they're, like I said, a musical journey. Like I'm very interested in that, and everybody comes from all different angles. So that it means like, oh, I can tap so many different people and I'll just get a bunch of different stories, like, and I love that. I think that's, to me, that's exciting.
Yeah. I think I think for most people, and I definitely myself included, is like, there'll be those like very key people in your life. Like, I didn't have an older sibling, like your older brother, for example.
Yeah.
But like friends where it's just like you connect with somebody and they're just like, they have a great music taste for whatever reason, they're onto something. And I was friends with skaters. I never skated myself, but I remember there was like a Plan B video that had, I mean, it was like, the Descendants, Op Ivy.
Yeah.
Well, they had a bunch of
everybody in their
bunch of San Diego
on these,
dude.
Yeah.
Fluff was in there.
Dinosaur Jr.
All the time, yeah,
all those bands, and it's like you just heard them all,
And
it's
O
like,
was shooting a lot.
Yeah,
of shit,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
shooting, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So it's like, I've got a couple of people in my life that were just instrumental in, like, I mean, if it wasn't for these people, I don't know what I'd be listening to, because I didn't
Right.
have like any sort of like older sibling or
Yeah.
parental like influence. It was just sort of like, this random stumbling through the wilderness, discovering music. And I'm like, I'm really glad that I had these people in my life, because it's like, you could just end up listening to like top 40 if you don't know any better. If you don't have it like a direction. It's just like, whatever's on the radio. And like, God help you nowadays if that's what you're doing.
Exactly.
It's like, Jesus.
You're doomed.
I had the older dudes at the skate shop, right?
Yeah.
We had like a couple older cats that were like, they'd always be running the shop when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And like you just hang out there all day because there wasn't shit to do at your house.
For sure.
And so you just be sitting there bored, and they would like school you on like all the cool shit.
Yeah.
These people that had like come from other cities and shit. And like at that point in time, like, I don't know, it felt like I lived on an island. Like nothing happened in my town. And so the only way you found out about shit was people had been like, oh no, I've been to New York. You're like, whoa, really?
Yeah. What's it like?
Yeah.
man?
Yeah, totally, right? And so they would school you on everything. They're like, oh yeah, this is what's happening right now.
For
like
sure.
there's a, this is going on and this is going on, and because it like didn't seep into us at all.
Yeah.
So we had to we just had these older cats that would you just sit there like bored all the time, and they'd be like, oh yeah, you should check this out. They're called the Misfits. And you're like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's that tattoo? Oh, that's fucking, fucking, what's his name? Goo Goo Muck. Fucking Cramps.
Oh, yeah. 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 No, I mean, and that's why I'm so interested in the different stories to be had, because especially nowadays, like I feel like music is limitless. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy how many bands and just new, like with my playlists, my mixes that I put out, it's all new music within at least the last 3 years. I give myself a like 2-3 year pocket.
Well, the barrier to recording a pro enough album is like there's no barrier anymore. Our first album, we recorded on GarageBand.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even use like real shit.
Yeah.
We just used GarageBand and like drum loops that were just like stolen off YouTube.
Yeah.
Like they weren't even like high quality. And it works. Right.
Yeah.
Like we've knocked out an album in like a fucking week.
Yeah.
Right. Like because there's no barrier to like.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just do it on your own anymore. With like back in the day, like, remember, like, I mean, you're recording on fucking 2-inch tape, dude.
Yeah.
You had to know somebody that had invested thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah, you had to really. There was some capital that had to be expended. It's just, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine like what we've collectively missed out on, like just because people like that would have been geniuses back in the day just didn't have the means or the wherewithal to get their stuff laid down. And so it's kind of sad when you think about it like that. But like, it is cool now that, I mean, the democratization of like recording and writing, you know, there's a lot of garbage out there, and way more garbage than is good. But it's like, I'll take that any day, frankly. You know, if everybody, if some kid, like some 13-year-old kid in his bedroom is able to like, you know, find his inspiration and be able to like really, you know, develop an idea and make it like, it's like that's pretty cool. This time we live in is pretty. You know, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the tools are there, you know, but what always shines through for me is the artist, you know. That's the difference, is, you know, the eye of the beholder, you know, soul. Like, you know, that's the main difference, you know. And you can hear the difference, you know, if you put two different musicians, two different bands, whatever, on the same gear, and you're gonna get two totally different things, you know what I mean? Like, so I've always been one to embrace technology. You know, I come from, I feel like my whole time with music, I was like tail end of analog into digital. Yeah. You know what I mean? I bought a Digitech RP1 floor processor like early on. I think I bought it from Freedom Guitar. You know, and I was just like, oh, this is fucking cool. And it sounded great. You know, it was like DSP, it fucking was tight, it had EQ, and like, I loved it, you know, and people would be like, dude, what is that? You know, and everybody had pedals or was just running straight out of the amp and shit. And I was like, it's fucking digital, bro. You know, like, and I remember buying like $100 tower and buying a sound card and then getting fucking Acid Pro and just recording into that. Like, none of my friends were doing that shit. You know, dude. I was always one that just, these are ways, you know, like,
we had Tascam 4-4.
Yeah, I had a Tascam fucking 4 too, but I was like, I also always embrace technology.
Well, I mean, you can do one of two things. You can embrace it, or you can be dragged kicking and screaming exactly where you would have been if you embraced it. Because it's like, you can't fight it. Like, embrace it in a way that, like,
you know, fight everything, John.
I always fight everything. But it's like, you know, as long as the integrity is there and like you're doing it for the right reasons, and it's not. It's, you know, I mean, music is one of those things. It's like, if you don't love it and you're not passionate about it, if you're phoning it in, like, that's going to be apparent no matter what you're like, however you're doing it, being digital now or whatever. Like, some of these bands that are just polished and sound amazing, you're just like, you're phoning it in. Like, this is just not. There's no spirit there. But like,
when you've got a team of producers on one track,
like 18 songwriters, or you know, whatever the case may be. But it's like, I feel like, you know, the real musicians, the people that are doing this because they love it and it's fun and they've got something to say or whatever. Like, that's like making it easier for those people. Like, that's the pros far outweigh the cons, I think. You know? There's a lot of shitty stuff that's out there now that probably wouldn't be, but it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, you have a SoundCloud account. And, you know, there you go. You're good.
Figure it out.
Just make trap, you know, and whatever. All right. So we'll say the 90s, greatest era.
I don't know. I mean, like, that's just what I grew up in, you know?
For sure.
Like, and I don't know. Like,
me too.
I also, like, early 2000s when I was like first getting started in bands, it was also like really formative too, because that was another like growth spurt, I guess, right? You know, you had like all this shit going on in like all the stuff coming out in New York and LA and like the early 2000s that just was like, that was like the first time I discovered like genreless music, you know, where it's like, you know, like it like going from playing in like garage rock bands and like shit where it was like very like patterned, and then hearing stuff like LCD or like Clap Your Hands and like where you just like this isn't anything.
Yeah.
Like this is not this doesn't exist in a genre. You
Yeah.
know, this like blends all this shit together.
Yeah.
And that was like really eye opening, especially like I said, like growing up on like hip hop.
Yeah.
But playing rock music.
Yeah.
And then hearing bands that you're like, oh shit, like you can actually combine the two and it's not bring the noise. You
Yeah,
know what I
exactly.
mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
actually legit,
Yeah.
you know?
It's not the Judgment Night soundtrack.
No,
and
yeah,
shit.
dude. Totally, right? Yeah.
That's a great album, though.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is. That was, that was a movie based around a fucking soundtrack. Somebody's like,
Exactly.
hey, I want to make a cool album.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was some good shit on there, but like that was different. Like where it was like, where like that for the longest time, like those two things, like were like, it felt to me like they were totally separate. Right.
Yeah.
You know, like, but then like. I don't moving down here and then all of that explosion happening where it was just like, nah, man, like it's all cool. Like mix everything together. It's cool, you know?
Yeah. And that's what I find interesting, especially about the younger cats nowadays, and this is why I'm completely convinced that music is a cycle, because everything just comes back around again, and now there's new metal and there's, all kinds of shit.
I was at a show the other night and somebody fucking covered Prodigy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's cool. I respect the kids getting whatever they get out
Anytime
of
you see like a
whatever.
kid, I mean, it's like I hate the fact that I'm in the age where I talk about kids now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but it's like I'm
I'm
45,
embracing
so
it,
what,
so.
the kids are their 20s, and
Yeah.
we
Kids are like 37. Dude.
yeah, it's true. But it's like when you see like younger kids out there doing stuff that are really taking and giving a nod to the the forefathers, whatever you want to call it, like the real legitimate like precursors to like all the bands that it's not just like we're not ripping off the band from like 6 years ago. It's like, no, we're going back to where everybody started and really appreciating
they're taking elements,
the lineage or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see that that's still around, because it's you just immediately kind of like it can be so easy to be negative and pessimistic about a lot of the bands, but it's like I know we played with that band, the Silverados, and they were like they sounded like the Jam. They looked like the Jam.
Yeah.
And I mean it was like, this is rad. Like these kids, they're doing something that's really cool. It was like they're doing their own thing, but it was like a nod to something really influential.
And the ego in me, sometimes I'll see shit like that and I'm like, oh, those guys suck. And I'm like, no, hold on, give them a chance.
No, they still suck.
Like there's a band I've been in contact with that I saw off on a Revolver post, the magazine Revolver. And it sounded exactly like POD. And then I saw them, they were shooting at Chicano Park. And I was just like, oh shit. It sounded good. It's fine, but I'm like, oh, they're SD, I'll just throw it out and see if they get back to me. And the singer got back to me. I was like, all right, when we're trying to set up an interview too. But, and it's like,
if the passion's there and they're doing it, like if it's from the heart,
I can tell, I mean, I hear it. I hear it. The music tells me everything.
Like I can,
I
can respect, like I respect so much music that I absolutely despise and don't like at all.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what? You're doing it for the right reasons. Like your heart's in it. This is real. You're legit. You're authentic. And it's like, I don't need to like it. It's not for me, but I can respect it.
I'll give any musician a chance, but if it's not good, I'm not gonna like it.
That's the minority for sure.
Yeah.
Like majority of it's just garbage and like
This
they're
is why
garbage
he
people.
talks for us. 'Cause I'm just like, I don't respect any of you.
hey, it's all good, man.
But to your point about the 90s, I think, it's really easy to like point to your adolescence as like that was the greatest time in the history
because that's
of the
when
world,
you're
because that's when
discovering-
you're discovering
that's
everything.
when
But
you're-
I think objectively looking back, I think 90s, like the 90s and the 60s were kind of peak culture for like
I don't know. Like I said, like
everything.
I felt like 2000s was like
Early
that.
2000s?
I feel like there's every couple of years. I feel like something happens, whether it's technology, whether it's like societal, something happens, and there's just a big leap forward.
I would
right?
think I agree, but I feel like the 2000s, like that's more just like an extenuation of like the 90s, maybe like
I mean,
second.
maybe, but it's like, but you had, again, like with what we talk about with like technology, you had like digital recording, and so you had all
iPod.
fucking kazaa and shit.
Right.
You could like just
Yeah.
remember how wild that was? Like,
That was
hey,
crazy.
come log into my computer and just sift around
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
while,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But like,
Download "I'll Melt with You" by Depeche Mode. No, that's not right.
yeah.
Okay.
But like, but I feel like that was like that was like another like leap forward in terms of like accessibility, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you had all of this stuff that like you had people that could make albums that couldn't have made albums before because the barrier was like lower.
Yeah.
You had a ton of like independent. That was like the rise of the indie label,
Yep,
right? Like
yep.
that was like
Yep.
all these independent labels came out, and you had all this like cool. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like nobody was like reinventing the wheel, but I feel like there was another like massive jump where it went from like all of a sudden like all the cool music was like everywhere, and it wasn't. You didn't have to be like in the know. Like it was
Right.
just
Yeah.
it was everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like for like for the 90s, and again, it's like, you know, that was the point where I was growing up and it was like the most.
you're just
like-
old, man.
No, I'm absolutely
too.
old.
Get with it.
But it's like, you know,
Dude, right now is like
live
the
it
best
now.
time, man.
like we were like really impressionable, and you're like, I feel like if you were just absorbing what was in the popular culture in the 90s, you were probably getting a better product, if you want to call it a product, than you are now. Certainly now.
Yeah.
And even like, you know, I mean, the
Well,
80s,
that's where the corporatism comes in.
yeah, I mean, the 80s was,
and-
I
yeah.
mean, you could argue maybe the same for the 80s because there was a lot of great music in the 80s, but I feel like the 90s was just like, you got that grunge, like
Yeah.
we're kind of doing away with the hair bands,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
inauthentic bullshit.
the shift, yeah.
Everything was like legit. It was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't like a
Polished.
huge hip hop fan, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like the hip hop in the 90s, early 90s was
Yes.
like really authentic. The Jurassic 5,
Yes.
They weren't
Well,
from
pre that, yeah.
yeah.
or pre that or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, you know, like Far Side and you know, the bands
Tribe
that
Called
Damn, you're just,
Tribe
you're just
Called
coming
Quest,
out
yeah.
with like the whitest hip hop.
No, but I'm just like, what I know of it, like it was so much more authentic, and like the rock music clearly was more authentic, and it just like felt like if you were just absorbing what you were hearing in the 90s, it was better than now.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's whatever measure you're like, you know, was that a better decade? I feel like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like there were more gatekeepers then. So like
Exactly.
there was a lot of it, so yeah, the music was probably a little more polished when it made it to
Exactly.
your ears.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
at the same time, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't making it to you. But now
Oh, and
you
that's
can
always true.
now
Yeah,
there's like
yeah.
everything.
Now
dude.
everything is out there.
Everything.
Yeah.
Most of it sucks, but everything's
That's
out
not,
there.
and you know, do you listen to any new hip hop at all? Because I cannot find shit. You know,
Yeah,
that
I don't know, man. I think
I mean, I found a couple groups.
I think I'm
here and
kind
there,
of
a couple
aging out of
soloists.
it because it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't. You know what it is with me with like I mean, I like RTJ, you know, RTJ rules, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but like I find like a lot of the beats I just don't like connect
Yeah.
with it because it's like it doesn't. I don't know. There's not as much like. It's a lot of hi-hats and shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like where it just, it's like it, and it doesn't like, you know, the hip hop I grew up on was like beat centric.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like
Well, it was all,
it
you
had to,
know,
like, hit
Clyde
hard.
Stubblefield and
Yeah.
fucking, you know what I mean?
it had to hit hard, and like
Yeah.
now, like I just don't. I don't. I
They
don't
were
know,
real
man.
drummers.
I
on
don't
those
really get
beats.
in. Yeah, I can't really get into a lot of that. Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but I'm also like uneducated too. You know.
For sure.
I mean,
I mean, I'm a hip hop head, you know, and another thing that I learned from my brother, you know, he was into Run DMC and Public Enemy and, you know, Raw Bass, and I heard all that stuff. And then him and his friends would break dance in the garage on fucking cardboard and shit. So I was seeing all that shit, you know, and then I grew up with breaking and fucking,
hell yeah, dude.
you know,
Electric Boogaloo.
all that stuff, you know, so
Shabadoo.
so
Yeah,
it fucking set me up. But
Yeah.
then, you know, when I started getting into hip hop for myself, it was KRS-One, The Roots, you know, and then I started digging a little bit back and Tribe Called Quest, fucking Tribe Called Quest and fucking De La Soul, and you know, like
Yeah.
I appreciated the musicality, you know, it taught me jazz. It taught me, you know, beat making. You know, I still make beats to this day, hoping that some MC will be like, "Oh, I like your style. Let's fuck around." You know, like literally, I hold out on that. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, but they came out with the new MPC. It's called the MPC sample. I don't know if you guys are gear at all, but it's the latest craze, and I fucking got one, and I make beats every night now, and I'm like, this is
That's cool.
exactly
Nice.
what I wanted, you know. But my style is like more rock, like it's hip hop, but I come from creating songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My shit's song structured, not just a loop over and over. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, but yeah, I have just as much, you know, KRS-One taught me, you're not doing hip hop, you are hip hop, you know? So I'm like, oh, I am hip hop. Oh, I am rock and roll. Oh, I am fucking metal, you know? Like, you got to be the shit. Don't just say it, you know?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But so nowadays, especially with hip hop, I'm like, I don't really hear that.
I don't know. I think it's just where we've aged out, right?
Sure.
Because it's it's like most of the newer hip hop, they ain't talking to you.
Yeah.
It's not for you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I don't really.
Yeah, because the shit that I do like is normally just old, like Run the Jewels.
Yeah, but they're old
you
heads
know?
too. But like,
Exactly.
but they're talking your language because they're like your age group,
Because
right?
they've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, you know, the younger hip hop, like you probably just, you know, I don't think I'd connect with it because I'm not their target.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm their fucking dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Although I did see a crew at the Casbah not too long ago. They were very like Souls of Mischief.
Soul Disciples?
No, like Souls of Mischief.
No, but
like,
are they
very,
called
like,
Soul Disciples?
I don't remember what they were called,
got
but
a
I remember
friend
being
that-
like, damn, these guys are pretty sick.
Yeah.
They really reminded me a lot of like Hyro, like old Hyro.
Yeah, it might have been them. I recently just heard about them, and I've actually reached out to them and trying to get a hold of them. There's
They
a
were sick.
group.
It was super throwbacky. But it was dope.
They're good, you
Yeah.
know. And there's a group out there. They're called Coast Contra. They're sick. They're in that same style, kind of in the vein of Wu-Tang and fucking Tribe. So, you know, it's out there, but I just, you know, I'm just not feeling it.
Hey man, like that, yeah, but like that's like, you know, like
Yeah.
same with like punk rock. That's for fucking kids, dude. You
Yeah.
know, we ain't kids. We're like we're the parents.
Yeah, but you still love punk rock, though, right?
I do, but like I know that like if you know, I know that like the people making it nowadays, like they ain't making it for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm
What does that mean?
like it's
They're not speaking your language?
there.
or-
I mean, that's like music that's made to identify with a certain like feeling and
I got
age,
you.
right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
I haven't been that age, you know, like. You know, we have good jobs and houses and shit. Like
Yeah.
we're not like we basically are the establishment. Like it's not. I don't know.
No, respect,
He is. He's a
respect.
fucking insurance adjuster.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the man. He's the man. You're the dude and the white dude in fucking Don't Be a Menace. Like, with the gloves. He's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
oops.
Yeah, shows up to practice. He looks like he just
the
came
man.
from an HOA meeting. Dude.
Hey, respect to that. So what is Leavers right now? Not genre, not.
I don't know.
Because I always listen to the music, you know, before, like I said, just to get vibes and, you know, and I heard Shine, and I made note on here, Jesus Jones. I was like, I heard right here, right. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude.
Oh
Like,
damn, man.
and that's not
That's
a
a
bad
great
thing.
fucking song.
That's not a bad
man,
thing.
yeah,
That's not a
yeah.
bad thing.
No, but it's always funny when people always like come out with comps with it. You know,
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've had like 4 or 5 people mention the Psych Furs, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever listened to them
I
in my
love
life.
the psychedelic. They're one of my favorite bands, but I don't. For the life of me, I mean, anything I'm writing, I don't feel like I'm channeling that. I
Yeah.
love to listen to them.
Yeah.
I listen to them. I listen to the day in the
Yeah.
shower. Literally, I was listening to like the Apple Music mix. I think that like, as far as our band, I mean, we've never been like, let's do this.
Yeah.
No.
It's really been
Just
a matter
whatever,
of just whatever we're writing. I mean, and granted, like you're a, you know, you kind of reflect what you've grown up with, and
sure.
you kind of like,
Of course.
you know, it's not coming out of thin air. I mean, clearly we've been
It's
inspired,
inherent in a way, you know.
but we're never like, we are a garage band. We're gonna play garage rock,
Right,
or we're
right,
gonna
right.
do Britpop,
Yeah.
or we're gonna do.
No.
It's like
In fact, like
we're almost the complete opposite of that. Which
Yeah.
like literally like some of the stuff
It was like, just
send you
fucking
stuff?
write. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like send me whatever you've got,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
like sometimes he'll send me something that sounds like fucking doo-wop. And
Yeah.
then so another
Fuck
thing
yeah.
he sends me is like straight up like synth pop,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
like, and that's cool. Like,
And then yeah, like a lot of the stuff on the new record is like he's like bass the kind of bass layer is just like break beats, that
Yeah.
are loops and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And like we build it off
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
it's
fuck
like,
yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's what
it's-
I heard. That's why I was kind of. That's where it came from.
yeah.
Is
Well, because, yeah, it's a
the
lot of...
electronic portion of it.
Well,
Well,
so,
the
like,
beat, that layer.
we just, I mean, we have a live drummer when we play, but
For sure.
but most of the stuff we record, we just
Yeah.
like program everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's a lot of like loops, and so
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna kind of get that because it's
course.
got like it's all break beats.
But that's cool,
so.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
But literally, when I heard that song, I was like, oh, the first fucking pop. It was just like, all right,
Great.
dude, like, no, it's not a
that's
bad.
what- that's
no,
always
Jesus
what
Jones
you
is
want.
dope. I mean,
Exactly,
That's a
but
great-
that's all. Like, I,
that
don't mean
beat-
that in a bad way at all.
You know
It's
what you
not a
sound like?
negative
You
thing.
sound like EMF.
All right, cool. This is the portion of the interview where I like to get into the music, I always ask for influential songs. And, that always just, especially pre-interview, gives me, points to reference points to either just ask questions or just, catch vibes. And then obviously we're going to play your original songs. I always ask for 3. 3 is the lucky number. Yeah. So, let's see. I think,
What'd you send? You sent The Damned, right?
The Damned.
yeah, the replacements and the Damned. All
You
right.
sent like a crappy Damned song.
I don't think it's a grabby one.
It's crazy. Like I
a
said,
different one.
I never try to claim to be something that I'm not. I've heard of the Damned all my life, obviously, but I never really listened to them.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
only
a,
need to listen.
I'm
to,
not a real punk rock
You
guy.
only need to listen to one album.
Like once I learned about Bad Brains, that was it for me. Like I'm good with Bad Brains, and fuck, I don't care about anything else. So Bad Brains is the one punk band that I can claim that I actually fucking like. I fucking love Bad Brains so much. But yeah, so John, you picked the Replacements, Alex Chilton. Why'd you pick that song? Man?
So that was a song that I had heard on it was on 91X in the 90s. I don't remember when the album came out. Pleased to Meet Me. I think it was 91, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
No, it had to have been earlier than that. I don't know. Whenever it was, I remember we'd always hear this song, and they didn't play it very often. But every time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, that's a great song." And as I got older, I got into the Replacements, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, that's a song." And I just got turned on to them.
Yeah.
And so that was a song that that just informs. Paul Westerberg, this singer songwriter.
Yeah. He was a producer too, right?
Yeah. He produces. He's
Yeah.
produced some stuff. I mean, he's just a great,
Did he
just a great
produce Alanis
songwriter.
Morissette? No, right? That
Maybe.
name sounds so
Possibly.
familiar. Yeah.
But I mean, he's a great songwriter.
Yeah.
Great just riffs and just authentic, straight Midwestern guy, Minnesota, never left, just very, there's no ego. There's no he's just a genuine dude.
Nice.
He's got the record
Straight
right there.
broke out the
When did
vinyl,
that-
bro.
Whatever years that was.
I'm looking at it.
We've got actual reference here.
87.
87.
Nice.
Okay. So it's a long time ago. Anyways, it's a great song. And of course it's a nod to Alex Chilton from Big Star, who's, amazing. And it's just a feel. I feel like it's like just a great, it's got hooks. It's got great lyrics. It tells a story about Alex Chilton, who was a great songwriter. So I felt like that was just a great song.
Dude.
And I love his writing. And I feel like I would like to say I'm influenced by his writing.
Cool.
In terms of what I do. So that's why.
Let me ask you a question, both of you, real quick.
Least favorite
Just-
Replacements album.
Well, it's the most obvious song. And, I'm not
It's the
going to pick
most over. It's
So
the
Ryan's
most
the big shit
overproduced.
talker in the
it's-
band.
it's-
It's
Okay,
the
cool.
most,
Nice.
it's the most overproduced.
It's the most obvious song.
like,
but
fucking bullshit album.
the purist, the connoisseur.
Nah,
what's Hootenanny?
yeah,
Hey, respect, respect.
Yeah, I liked him. I like some of the stuff that's like a little more raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What really the main thing is, it's like Can't Hardly Wait off of that album. Like
Yeah.
when you hear it, it's got like horns and shit.
Yeah.
But when you listen to the acoustic version, you're like, what it's like supposed to sound like.
It
you're like,
was a better version.
it's
yeah.
so much better. It's like the best song they ever did. But the recording that they did with Alex Chilton, like, made it like all happy sounding, and it's like it's not a happy song.
Okay.
And it's fucking it's brutal. Like the acoustic one is like probably the best song they ever did.
Nice.
And then they just ruined it when they made that album.
And they played.
How do you really feel?
They played the song off the Friends show, right? Isn't
No, that was the
Rembrandt. That was the Rembrandt.
Oh, the
That was
Rembrandts.
the Rembrandts.
close.
Oh man, you're fired.
I'm kidding, dude. It was a joke. All right, let's go, Alex Chilton.
Wow.
Before I get kicked out.
Wow.
All right, we go.
John likes anything with a ton of reverb on the drum.
No, me neither. There's a lot of fucking reverb on this show.
It's very emblematic of a time period for sure.
For sure.
Just needs a Lynn drum, dude. That's all.
Yeah.
Is there- oh, there is a cowbell in there. Wow. God, this is even worse than I remember.
Is this album more significant for you in any way?
Well, ironically, the album he mentioned, Tim, which came out in like '85, was the first Replacements record I got into. So no, this came after that. But I just thought this song was really important. But this album's good. But I would say they've got better, records.
I'm only
Yeah.
kidding. It's good. It's
Tim
a
is
good
a
album.
Tim is a great record.
I mean, it had. I don't.
That song's untouchable.
I think it's got like it's got like Bastards of Young and shit like that. Like it's got a couple of my favorite.
Here Comes
songs
a
off
Regular.
of it.
Like that's the best closing
Yeah.
song to a record I've heard, and I mean that song is just.
There's some
It's a tearjerker.
there's some bogus shit on there too, but
Yeah.
like any of their albums, but like the ones that are good are on that album are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alex Chilton, that's a good song. I'm just giving you shit, but like not my favorite.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
See, what I always think, when I hear these kinds of things, because we're all about the same age, right? I'm 47.
45.
I'm young. I'm way younger than you
Oh,
guys.
okay,
Get
cool.
the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah. Cover your earmuffs. But like I said earlier about the reading of the album covers, and there's DJs that just know fucking everything, and it's produced by this guy that produced this album, and I always, for some reason, it gives me like an inferior complex, like I can't be out here fucking talking to these people and I don't know shit about shit, but I always say I know a little bit about a lot of things.
You're always better off knowing more things
Yeah.
than depth of things, I think.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
If you know a little bit about a lot
I think
of stuff,
Ryan's
you're
gonna
better
be
off-
like, no, that's not true.
No, I'm just I don't know. I just like I don't think you need to know about everything. Lord knows I don't know shit about anything. But like I figured like the few things I do know, I just figured
Yeah.
I have better taste than you do. So like
Yeah.
I always considered like our band more of like I don't know, more of like a DJ where you're just like we just like we don't write like particularly cool songs. We just have like really I don't know. We have like interesting influences. So you're more like you're more just sort of like, hey, check this out. You'd probably like this sort of stuff. You might not have heard that before,
Yeah. And the
we
audience,
we rip off fucking everybody.
everybody
So,
rips
like,
off everybody.
2026, nobody's reinventing anything anymore.
No, not at all. But music is never reinvention. It's regurgitation.
Oh yeah.
Art. All
Everything's
art,
referential
all
at this point.
fucking
Yo,
art.
dude, half of my
art.
lyrics aren't even my own lyrics.
You just throw darts.
Dude, you just hey man, cut and paste. Dude.
Come as you are.
Come as you are.
I feel like
Come
I've
as
heard
I
that before.
am. All right, cool. Next,
10,000 spoons, and all you need is a knife, dude. That's our next single.
Genius.
Next, you pick The Damned, Street of Dreams.
Yeah, and the reason I picked this song is because it's funny. This is a departure for The Damned. I mean, I got turned on to them for their, the 77 stuff, the Neat album, New Rose, Neat, like the really hard hitting, straight ahead English punk. Mm-hmm. But this album to me is the first album of theirs that I got really into because it was like this gothic departure where it was like all the songs were more polished and like, I mean, I know so many Damned fans were probably just like, this is bullshit. What are you doing?
This is bullshit. What are you doing?
Yeah. But I loved it when I heard it. I mean, and granted, I was like 14, 15 when I heard it the first time, and I was like, this is awesome. And I was turned on by it, and it's like, it's dark, it's poppy, it's polished, but it's also like gloomy, and it's just like, and it was like, this is a band that is like making, like they're taking like risks and strides and they're changing it up, and they're just like, and it's good, but like still authentic somehow. And so I don't know, I was like, I wanted to pick a song off that record. I didn't want to pick like Street of Dreams.
How can you call a cartoon Dracula authentic? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
They're all cartoon characters.
I'm sensing a theme here. You're like, I like these cool bands, and then I picked like the dumbest album from these cool bands.
See, this song, like this album just turned me on when I was like 15. I'm like, this is a great fucking record.
This is not a great record.
All right, well.
John, how many times do you say fuck you, Ryan, in a day?
I edit myself, but it's a couple. But yeah, this one's, I mean, it's you hear it, it's like, is it cheesy? Yeah, of course. But it's like, it's good.
So educate me. What era is The Damned? Is it the Misfits fucking era?
Well, no, like he was saying.
Because I think of The Damned, I think of the Misfits. I think I didn't.
They were before the Misfits.
There was 76.
They were like, they were around like Clash,
but
Sex Pistols, shit like that.
This album was like 85, I think, 84, 85.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they had lost Captain Sensible, so
And what did they pioneer in their era? And
like,
this is me asking because I have no fucking
This is like the British, the 77 British, the Clash, the Sex Pistols, the Damned.
Okay.
They were kind of all contemporaries, kind of all just that snarly.
They were on the Anarchy tour, weren't they?
I believe they were. Yeah. I mean, it was just that angsty attitude, just new kind of energy, like
punk,
just
right?
Yeah, I mean, it was like it was being invented, and I don't think anybody knew what they were doing, like in terms of like, we're not setting out to create this subculture, but it was just like, this is what it was.
So this album is after the
very departed. Yeah, it's a huge departure, and that's why I picked it, because like it'd be easy to pick like
for sure
New Rose, like, off the first record, like, that's so influential. But this is like, to me, like,
because New Rose is the right answer, and you're just like, no, I don't.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. I'm Dylan Goes Electric,
All right, cool. Here we go. Street of Dreams. Let's go. Oh.
I'm out of here.
The sax.
Is this some fucking Jerry Rafferty shit? You're going down to fucking Beaker Street?
I picked it because it's cheesy.
Oh, yeah. This is one of those examples of like when someone shares something with you and you think less of them afterwards.
Hey, you got an ooey oo in there, bro.
Hey,
Come on,
all right,
bro. Respect that. Come on.
I am a sucker for ooze.
Ooey oo, bro. Come on.
Dude, I'm a sucker for any sort of Beach Boys-y shit.
That could be in the cheesy 80s
Claps
fucking
and
movie.
claps and fucking ooze, dude.
It is a
Yeah.
cheesy song, and I picked it on purpose because
I
it's
like
like
it. I
it's
like
not.
it. I like it.
It like I get it. It's like most people at the time were probably like, "This is ridiculous," but
Most people,
it turned me on.
even
at the time.
after that time, are
Yeah.
like, "This is ridiculous."
Right now.
Anyway.
In the room.
Dude. Although I will say, you know my favorite thing from them. You've seen the video for their Love cover, right?
Oh yeah, the Alone Again.
Alone Again, or the video for that.
Yeah, with the horses and shit.
Yeah, when he's like, he's on like a bar stool in the middle of the desert, dressed like fucking Zorro, dude.
It's brilliant.
Sounds hot.
They don't give a fuck.
Sounds hot.
It's probably right after Motorhead is like my favorite music video of all time.
All right, cool. Now Ryan's up.
All right, now we get to hear some real music.
Ooh, Jesus.
So was Nelson? Was it?
I don't,
Nelson,
dude.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Not Ricky. I'm his fucking ne'er-do-well kids.
Oh man, I almost sent him Mr. Big.
Hey, that's a good song. Not really.
I don't even know what he picked because
You picked More Than Words.
I sent him a
and-
fucking.
I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, more than words to show you. Dude, I've met that dude. The
guitarist?
Yeah. 'Cause-
Dude, he's huge now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What's his
Yeah.
name? Nito or I
Nino.
forget his
Antonio
Nino.
Bencourt.
Nuno.
Nuno.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's fucking a shredder, dude. It's crazy. That's cool though. Good for him, dude. He had the best hair in the band, that's for sure.
All right, what this Bruiser pick?
I don't know. I sent him like a fucking. He asked me for 2 songs. I sent him a playlist.
Such a fucking hard.
I did.
time.
And eventually, I just didn't
He
even
sent you
pick one.
I
the
told
Cheesecake
him-
Factory menu.
I told him
Dude.
it's not that serious, and he's like, "Bro, you don't understand." I was like, "I respect." I told him one dude fucking didn't want to do an interview because he couldn't decide on the song.
Well, I
influential
just
song.
didn't even pick.
And
one.
I'm not
I
gonna
just
say
sent him a
who it
bunch of
is
shit.
because you guys probably know who he is because he's a pretty big name in San Diego. But anyway, your first song you picked Romeo Void. Never Say Never.
Yeah. So like this was so I wouldn't. This isn't even. I don't even know if this is like really influential, but it's like I remember this song from like my mom would play this. Like she was into like a lot of like weird new wave stuff and like and a lot of normal new wave, you know, like the Cars, Talking Heads and shit. But I remember this one because I was like, this song is fucking weird. Yeah. And it's like dark.
I love this song.
And it's like
when I heard it, I was like, oh, I fucking know that song.
And I just remember the name, you know, like Romeo Void, this fucking weird name, right?
That's a great name.
And I remember it from like growing up and like so like I grew up like listening to my mom playing all this sort of shit. And
just
it
kind of like Berlin and these obscure
and it just like it like
fucking
sinks into
80s
your
songs.
brain even though you maybe don't even like listen to it or whatever, but you're like, this is probably like one of the earliest, like aside from like Sesame Street, this is probably like right up there with like earliest musical memories, you know.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, oh, I fucking know that song. Like that was crazy. But yeah, I wouldn't know the band. I couldn't tell you the name of the song. But here you go, Never Say Never. Never Say Never.
Which is always great when you have a 4-year-old listening to "Might Like You Better If We Slept Together."
This song.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Asked him to sing this.
Huh?
Asked him to sing this the other day.
Oh no shit. Right on.
Great song.
Yeah, this is like my mom was like way into this sort of shit.
Oh,
So
respect.
Time itself was his to me, that there'd be no sunlight or a glimmer of sunlight landing on the street. Sunsuit girls must be discreet. Sunsuit girls must be discreet, nursing their fathers locked inside. They masquerade.
Almost reminds me of Peaches.
Kinda, yeah. It's definitely got the same attitude,
Yeah.
right? Sort of like
Teaches the
empowerment,
peaches.
like.
You better if we slept together. I like you better if we slept together. I like you better if we slept together. But there's something in your eyes that says maybe. That's never, never say never.
Yeah. Keyboard ones, right? Yeah, no, he's gonna talk shit.
I picked it just for you.
Acoustic version is
I can't imagine that's a real horn. It's like Casio horns, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. When I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, I fucking know that.
Yeah, my
This is
mom was
crazy.
like X-ray specs and
But it's
like
a deep
shit
cut,
like that.
you know?
Like she loved all this shit.
Yeah.
And so it's really funny because like, so my dad was the like musician, right?
Yeah.
But like his taste in music was terrible.
That's funny.
Right? Like he had awful taste in music.
Yeah.
And so like I really didn't pick up anything from him other than like how to play an open E chord.
Yeah.
But my mom listened to all this like weird shit, you
Yeah,
know, like she
that's
was
cool,
like
man.
way
That's a
deep
good
into
mix,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was cool. So I got the music nerd shit from my mom and my dad, you know, like I mean I grew up around playing guitar, but like other than just like hearing a guitar being played, I picked up absolutely nothing from him. Because
Yeah.
it's like he listened to like the Indigo Girls and shit like that. Dude, fucking Counting Crows and that shit.
You're like, bro.
Yeah, no, man, no, yeah, dude, yeah, like just brutal shit, dude. Lots of Eagles, and then my mom would just be like, "Oh my god, turn this shit off."
But see, that's where I feel.
And
in
she
this-
put on Devo.
Yeah,
you
in
know?
the same vein, like my mom was listening to fucking, Martha and the Vandellas and fucking James Brown and
Oh, shit.
fucking Diana Ross. And so I was getting the soul, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and my dad had nothing to do with any of my musical tastes,
Yeah.
So same vein, like you're picking up on that.
Yeah.
You're,
It's
you're
fun.
receiving that information. You know?
I just thought it was always funny that like the people that were like most musically inclined are like, you have fucking awful taste in music, but this other person who has like no clue how to play
Exactly.
anything, you're just
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
see, you know what's up.
That's
right?
what I love, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I love talking this way, because you understand where people are coming from. You know?
Well, I think like he plays music as like he like appreciates musicians, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like the kind of dude that'll go to like a Billy Strings show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I would just want to go see someone shred, and you're
Sure,
like,
sure.
I don't give a fuck about anyone.
Yeah,
shredding.
respect.
Yeah.
But I love Billy Strings too. So
I
hurt or something, right?
He's a bad
He
motherfucker.
just like fell out on the stairs or
What?
something. Yeah, I don't
did
know.
not
I saw
hear
something about
that.
it.
Oh shit! Gotta see that
Anyways,
shit. He's a bad
doesn't matter.
motherfucker. But I love country, just as much. So, all right. So I picked your influential
Country.
Right, yeah, I love country.
Oh,
Bro.
man.
I like country.
Bluegrass.
Good country.
Oh God.
Dog.
So my dad was really into bluegrass too. Like, so when I was a kid, we used to my parents helped organize this folk festival called
Alright.
Live Oak.
Sure.
Still happens, but they're not as
Sure.
involved anymore.
Yeah.
And so like, I used to work like the backstage for like all these like we had like Toots and the Maytals was out there
Yeah,
one
yeah,
year. Lee Fields was out there one
That's
year.
fucking cool, man.
Bela Fleck.
Hell yeah.
Like all the
Yeah.
George Grisham. I don't know, the dude that played with the Dead, the fucking mandolin player.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah, all right.
bunch of people, right?
Sure. Bunch of old fogies.
Oh my god, dude. Oh dude, yeah. I mean, it was
great,
fun
though.
as a kid because you're like camping, and so like they would all be out watching these fucking old
yeah.
people playing fucking washboards and shit. And you just
Yeah.
wander around and steal shit out of
But
people's
good, like,
out of people's coolers and get fucking hammered.
That's so cool though that like I love that your mentality was there and then you're just surrounded by fucking legends.
Yeah, but
And you're like, I don't give a shit
I
about
don't give
that
a
shit.
fuck about any
Yeah, I
of this
respect
shit.
that.
I
love
don't
that,
like
dude.
any of
That's
this crap.
fucking funny.
Lee Fields and Toots, they were cool.
Lee Fields is the shit.
Yeah, Lee Fields was dope. But
Yeah.
the rest of it, well, you know what was actually the one cool day in that festival was
Yeah.
they did gospel Sundays.
Yeah.
And like I grew up in a when I was real young, I grew up in
Black
in a
church.
fucking Pentecostal church, dude. Like, yeah, we were like one of only like 2 white families in there.
Oh, respect.
But like our fucking band was
See, you do got
fucking
soul.
tits,
Yeah.
dude. Like, it was they toured and shit. They would like go on tour
Hell yeah.
as like, and then fucking we had all the 400-pound fucking women like falling
Yeah.
on the floor and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, I can
Feeling
feel
the
it.
spirit.
I can feel it.
Yeah, possessed
I
by the
feel it.
spirit.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
Pastor Gridiron. He had like he'd be like the fucking gold,
Pastor
like
Gridiron,
dude.
Enough, dude. Enough
fucking
said, bro.
sequin green fucking suit,
Yeah.
dude. Like yeah. So I grew up in like that kind of church, and
Fuck
so
yeah.
it was so
sick, dude.
yeah. So again, like another like weird, like just around music all the time, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
it wasn't like any of that shit. But it's funny where that like seeps in because like
Yeah.
like a fucking like I like tambourines, dude.
Yeah.
Like I hear tambourines, I'm like tambourines and clapping,
Yeah.
right? Like
yeah. Same. That's so funny. Like when I make beats, all my snares are layered by either claps or fucking tambourines.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
It adds
So, like-
so much, it adds so much color.
Yeah,
it really
the
does.
texture.
Well,
yeah,
so like when we record, right? Like he'll Michael like set up a click,
Yeah.
and I can't play to a click. But when he changes the click
Why
sound,
can you not play to a click?
But when he changes the click
dyslexic?
sound from the
Click
fucking
dyslexic?
boop boop, when he changes it from that to a
Oh, I
tambourine,
see what you're saying. Oh, yeah.
then I can play in
Gotcha.
time.
Oh, that's fine.
But like I can't play to the fucking boop boop.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah, respect. All right,
But if it's a tambourine, it totally works. I don't know why.
that's cool. No, I like that. All right, so I picked Ghost Woman because
Oh
you
yeah, the
fucking
new
mentioned
shit.
them, dude.
Yeah. They're cool, man.
They're fucking sick. I
Yeah.
like them. And then you say Yoko, good song.
Yeah,
But
it's cool.
I heard some songs on their new album, and I listened to their whole new album, their latest album, and I was like, "Fuck, this shit's
Dude,
good."
so
I like it.
Dude, we were talking before you showed up.
Sure.
This band, I just saw them last night. Fuck, dude, Weird Nightmare. It's like the
Okay.
singer from Mets.
Okay,
It's like
all right,
power pop,
All right.
dude. It's fucking killer.
Respect.
They're so good.
Yeah,
There's so much good music out right now. Like,
yeah,
there's so
dude. I'm
much,
telling you,
man.
I'm finding a lot. Like all I do is dig now. I'm not going to the record store. Fucking, I have nowhere to store vinyl. If I went. So before Christmas, the record store day before Christmas, it was in November, right? And so like I found out at Thanksgiving that my brother's 2 girls, they're 18 and 21. And I found out like they collect vinyl. And I was like, oh, you guys like vinyl? You guys are, oh shit, all right. And then I broke out a Wax Poetics. You know what Wax Poetics is? I bought a Wax Poetics, the Prince fucking edition. And I showed it to them, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then I had a John Coltrane. They're like, "Oh, you like jazz?" I was like, "You like jazz? Like, what the fuck, dude?" And then like, so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go buy them fucking vinyl for Christmas." I went fucking digging. I went to fucking M Theory. I went to Folk Art. I went to fucking Vinyl Junkies, and I was just like, You're not buying for you. You're not buying for you.
Dude,
dude, I was so ready to just fucking commit, bro. It was stupid.
So I only buy records at shows now.
Sure. Oh, that's
because
cool.
I haven't been allowed. I banned myself from record stores about, I don't know, 15
Dude.
years ago. I haven't set foot in a
It's
record
an
store.
addiction, a real addiction.
Yeah, so like I remember like I was at my friend Bill's house a long time ago, and he's got like one of those like John Reese record collections.
Yeah.
Like fucking entire wall.
Yeah.
Right? And you're just like, damn man, that's sick. And he's like, yeah, I just take $20 out of every paycheck. I go down to the store.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And you're like, that's a great idea. And then you do that, and you're like, $300 here,
Exactly.
that $300 there, and
Exactly.
then you're just like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm banned, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
allowed to go down the snack aisle at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
grocery store, and I'm not allowed to go into a record store. I haven't been into M Theory.
Yeah.
We played M Theory, and like I had to do it like
Yeah.
like it was like.
Like fucking blinders. Yeah,
No,
the
I had
blinders.
to
Like
do
you're a
it
19-year-old
like a
playing the
19-year-old
Casbah.
kid playing the Casbah, where I was like, I'm only going inside when we play, and then I'm going right back outside. Yeah. I'm like,
funny.
yeah, we played Vinyl Junkies just recently,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I had to fucking I had to lock my wallet in my fucking car,
That's
and it was
funny.
like,
Yeah.
and it was like, I'm not allowed to go inside.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't, dude.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I felt it. I felt it hard.
This used to be twice as big.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know, Go get divorced.
Well, I used to.
That was actually like one of the biggest fucking fighting points in our divorce. Was like,
The vinyl.
yo, that is my
Bro.
Clash album. That's not yours. You know,
I'll stab
Yeah,
someone.
yeah. She walked out.
I'll stab a bitch.
Yeah,
dude.
she walked out with some bootleg shit that I'm like, yeah, that's not okay. Yo,
Oh, dude, that's rough.
you can have the car, but I want that back.
I want reparations. That's crazy. No, so I used to collect vinyl. I DJ'd. I used to DJ like Kensington Club and just bullshit, whatever, for fun. But once I started gathering a collection, and I was DJing a lot of like mushroom jazz and trip hop and
The
hip
fuck is
hop.
mushroom jazz?
Mark Farina, fucking mushroom jazz. It was like late 90s, early 2000s, like hip hop beats, but like more jazz fusion, like.
Oh, so like hip hop, but boring.
No, hip hop, but fucking more melodic. Like, it's great. Anyway, so I was able to mix those things because they were easily mixable. Mixing in Portishead and fucking
Oh, I
hip
love
hop and
Portishead.
shit. Yeah. So that's just shit that I like. But then I just really started buying a lot of vinyl, but I had a place to fucking store it. And then one day I was like, I'm done with this. So I went and just sold all my shit. And me, I'm like real cut and dry. Like once I set my mind to it, like I'm done. And then I was like, okay, fuck that. But then when I got the itch again, I went digital. And now I'm like, back on it. But going to the fucking vinyl shop and actually seeing the records again, I'm just like, oh, dude, like my palms got sweaty and shit.
Well, like a lot of times,
And like I said, I'm not a serious fucking collector. I don't claim to be anything that I'm not.
I basically just buy it, because I'm just trying to support.
Yeah, and that too.
Get some.
That's
give
why
them
I buy
some gas-
t-shirts and
give
shit
them
for
some
bands.
gas money. At
Yeah,
shows,
exactly. No, respect. I just have nowhere to store the shit, And
Oh,
vinyl,
yeah.
vinyl is the best way to listen to music.
Well,
Yeah.
then the next time I move, I'm sure I'm gonna be like, fuck this.
Exactly.
That shit was a nightmare.
Fucking
At least I don't live upstairs anymore. That was a fucking nightmare hauling all that shit
It
upstairs.
was a nightmare lugging the shit when I used to fucking lug the shit. 2 crates, turntables, and all that shit. But anyway, Ghost Woman, Yoko, let's go.
Of course, it's got tambourine. This is the one I sent you last night. Said, hey, there's some cool guitar shit going on in here. Like, check it out.
Great fucking band. I dig it. I tend to like darker, moodier shit.
I actually don't. I like poppier shit.
I know. I can tell. But I gravitate towards the dark. Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's a good fucking song.
Well, it kind of reminded me of remember like Trop Pop.
Yeah.
Like it reminded me of like Tim Hines like old bands, right? Like Lights On and Trop Pop, and like that was a really cool period in San Diego. It was kind of like, there was that first, well not first, but there was that boom. You had the Rocket, Jehu.
Yeah.
You had that whole boom.
Yeah.
And then like there was another one like around the like mid 2000s where you had the Muslims, you had later the Soft Pack, you had New Mexico, Waves, you had Crocodiles, you had Dum Dum Girls, you had like Christmas Island. You had like just a ton of fucking bands coming out, right?
Sure.
And like Trop Pop was one of those. They kind of like formed after like our old band.
Out of SD?
Yeah, they were here.
Okay.
Ryan used to play in the drummer used to play in one of my old bands, and then they started with Tim.
Is Ghost Woman in SD?
No.
Okay.
But there's a band called Tropical Popsicle that was like sounded kind of like that. It was like sort of dark. Like Tim joked like anytime they needed like a moody party scene, like they would always like license them for that shit. But it kind of reminded me of that. It reminded me of like an era where there was like a lot of really cool. Still playing today. Like all kind of got started around that time period. So I don't know. Yeah, it's like newer, but it's like reminiscent of like a
And
era.
There's another thing. See, like you just naming all these fucking bands. I'm like, I haven't heard of any of these fucking bands. You know? It's like,
dude,
all those that he named are fucking fantastic projects.
There was a big burst in the mid 2000s,
sure.
like mid to late 2000s.
Yeah.
There's just like so much shit coming out of San Diego.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like when North Park blew up because everybody was living here.
Yeah.
It was like
going to the office and
all these
fucking-
venues were popping up and like
Yeah.
everybody was putting out albums.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it seemed like there was just like this crop of people that were all in like the right age group to where they were like, we're really gonna like push shit.
Yeah.
And there was just a ton of I don't know, man. Like San Diego, it's real easy to not be motivated. And if like there was like a 5 to 6 year window where they're like, it seemed like everybody was like really motivated to like make shit happen.
Yeah.
And there was like all kinds of cool shit going on.
Well, just
all
as
the
much
time.
as like what I said when I witnessed in the fucking 90s, mid to late 90s, you know, like all those bands that came out, you know.
Yeah.
And I was just a kid, so
I know I'm forgetting some too. I mean, there was so many
There was a
that
lot.
came out.
respect.
Yeah, I mean, the 90s is kind of like when it's kind of hard to gauge because when you're younger, like everybody's like older and you just kind of
Right.
like, you kind of like
Yeah,
put 'em on a
you just
pedestal.
listen. You ain't got shit to say.
I'm
You just
like,
listen.
I'm
Pay
like an
attention.
observer.
Yeah.
But like I remember going to all the the Che Cafe shows.
Yeah.
Because you're underage, of course. You're not going to
Yeah.
Casbah. But like I mean, I went to Soma a few times, but Soma wasn't really my thing.
Yeah.
It was like Che Cafe, and then all the guys that lived on the
The scene.
the Locust House on B Street and Golden Hill.
Okay.
All the shows there, and it was like getting into like the Locust, J. June, I Wish I, Unbroken, Impel, all those bands back in the day. It was like you just
Hey, Impel is June's starting that
June's
again.
they're
June,
playing again. Yeah,
Jason, Oscar,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, he
those
said they're
guys.
playing again.
Dude,
Yeah, they're
Trip
starting to
Out
play again.
is I grew up with Jason Manuel's younger brother, so I saw Impel like I watched him jam and fucking play like, and only recently like I already interviewed Oscar, I interviewed June. Because they saw me as a kid hanging around and going to their shows and shit.
Yeah, June comes to our shows, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking June from I Wish I. Like, what are you doing here? And
That's
he's like, yeah, you guys
so
are awesome. I'm
funny,
like, dude, you're
dude.
awesome.
He's
Like,
so
it's
fucking
gnarly.
cool.
Well,
He's so
and
cool.
like I knew him first through skating, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
He was like
he's got like his
Exactly.
own skate deck and shit.
he was pro for a while, and then like it's
Yeah, he's connected with Adidas now and shit.
he designs golf shoes.
Yeah. That's
he's
and
cool.
see, that's what I'm saying. And like when I saw Impel, you know, I was just like, fuck, dude. Like Jason was the one that showed me Bad Brains. You know, me and his brother, we were listening to Quickness. He's like, listen to this album and then go fucking fend for yourself, you know? And like they taught me so much when I was, you know, we were like 15, 16, 17 years old watching them do the shit. And I'm like, dude, you guys are the shit, you know? And so talking with Oscar and they're doing Hingada now. They're, you know, they're, I saw them play
Sal,
fucking Casbah. Yeah, with Sal.
Yeah,
Sal's
our roommate,
fucking sick.
Sal, Secret Fun Club.
Yeah.
They share our practice space.
Yeah. So that's cool, you know, and that was my first exposure to, like, you know, they're from Chula Vista and, you know, I'm from Chula Vista and they're hardcore. I'm like, oh, I don't know what the fuck hardcore is, you know, like, but it was exposing me to so many things when I was playing shit similar to like Deftones and Korn. That was my, You know,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's all good. I got soul, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like everything I play is gold, so I don't give a shit what anybody says. But you know, it was cool to catch those vibes. You know, that they taught me a lot about shit that I didn't know shit about.
Those guys are really
as
really
a young
solid
cat,
people.
You know? Yeah. Dude, Joe Gaslam, one of the fucking greatest drummers ever to exist. Dude, like, bad motherfucker. Lil Joe. All right, cool. Let's play some fucking Leavers, man. Why Leavers? What does that mean?
I don't know. Our bass player.
Is it because you had Brits in your band? You're
No.
like, Leavers.
So we were first called Morrissey.
We were never called Morrissey.
We
were
put
called
it- we put-
Daggers 86.
We put out an album called Morrissey.
Okay.
Respect.
Yeah.
I like
I thought
that.
it was. You thought it was funny.
I thought it was amazing.
It's great.
But
We
he
went
didn't,
to- we-
he didn't like it.
We went through. We played what, like 5 or 6 shows as Daggers
yeah,
86.
but that was but then like COVID happened.
Yeah.
And so we basically had to start over again.
Yeah.
And we
had a list of
we'd
names.
only picked that name just because we had to like put something out.
Sure.
And like we didn't really have anything.
Yeah.
But like everyone's like, I don't know. fucking
Morrissey with
whatever.
2 E's? That would be great.
No, just like
Morrissey.
straight up Morrissey.
Fuck
Because I thought we could get a cease and desist, but we didn't.
Ah.
He was actually ironically, he was actually okay with it. Somehow it made its way back to him. My friend,
Wow.
my friend knew the bass player in his band, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh yeah, I showed Steven. He just thought it was funny." But then like Tim. You know, like the Casbah, like he wouldn't book us. He's like, I'm not doing that.
You're like, dude, we got the go ahead from Morrissey.
Yeah,
himself,
and he's
bro.
like,
Come on.
I'm not doing that. You know, so,
Like on the off chance that anybody thinks Morrissey's
Yeah.
playing here.
so we had to change our name. We changed our name. Then COVID happens, and we're like, and we basically are starting over
Yeah.
a year and a half, 2 years later.
Yeah.
And so we were like, and also like at that point in time,
We had a band at this point.
yeah, we
so-
didn't like when we first like the first album we did was just me and John, right? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't have a band.
Yeah.
Hey, so like when we like after COVID, we now like have a full band, and so we're like, we should just like rename it because it's like that was sort of like a moment in time,
Yeah.
and like now that's like past,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
now we're
yeah.
like something different,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so we should probably just like reinvent everything.
Yeah.
The music is changing
Yeah.
because now we've got like actual
players.
Yeah.
and not just loops.
Yeah.
And so our bass player had a bunch of stuff, and he's like, I don't know, everybody hates naming shit.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
Naming,
No, I
a
love
band's-
it though.
naming a band is the worst part about being in
After a
band.
while, you're just like, I don't fucking.
Well, see,
Nothing's original, and everybody hates everything.
I love it. Like the artistic, creative in me is like, but I love words. I'm a wordsmith.
I love it. They
Yeah.
don't.
Oh,
They don't
Well,
like.
that's their problem.
They don't like anything I come up with. They're like, you can't make a joke about that. That's
no,
not
I
funny.
love it because it's like lovers. No, we're not lovers. We're leavers. Like,
Nah,
wow,
yeah, dude.
Respect.
Yeah, California's for leavers.
There you go. Let's go. Night Sweats.
In the streetlights, you look so cute.
So, like I said, I picked
That
that
song's
song.
good, dude.
I love that song.
That sounds
I really
fucking
do
good.
love that song,
I haven't heard
honestly.
that in a minute.
Sorry, man. Like that's dude.
Yeah, dude. And you know, one of my favorite parts is that fucking when you live forever and it's like that tremolo fucking effect. That sounds so fucking sick, dude.
That's a fun one. Yeah, I mean, that was like, what? How many years ago was that? Did we record that at this point?
Okay, so that was with Matt, right?
Yeah.
So that would have been
2020, 21, 21
no,
maybe?
I think it was 22.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably 22.
Yeah, so it's like 3 years old.
It's been a
Yeah.
few years, but yeah, those
Well,
songs turn out.
Sort of. I think we started recording it in 22.
Maybe finish it in 23.
Yeah,
we
dude,
we don't move quickly.
we took like
Wow.
like we had like fucking 6 months of like schedule conflicts.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I feel like what we anticipated that song to sound like and what it sounded like was like that was the most like it worked. You know, I feel like it sounds like how we anticipated it was going to sound like.
Dude, that song's cool, man.
So from the outside looking in, like I said, I put it on a mix of what I consider desert, psychedelic, garage rock styles. I always say like tinged or in the style of, or I don't say it is this. It's got elements,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what I hear just, you know, through my fucking filter. So, you know, how did it come about?
I don't know.
The beat, you said he comes with...
I basically
Yeah, you came up with that one. I think that was pretty much your song, right? For the most part.
I sampled a Blur fucking drum beat.
Yeah,
Where
you
it's like,
sampled.
hey, we should do something.
Yeah,
like this.
there's no other way. I think you.
Yeah, it was
sampled
there's
that.
no other way. I sampled it and then I like I changed the tempo.
Yeah,
and shit, and then was
Yeah.
like, and then just had this like keyboard thing where it was like there was nothing going on in it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
literally like just like one. It's like 3 notes, dude. Like,
Yeah.
When we play it live,
But it's great.
When we
It's
play it
fucking
live,
great.
like dude, I play A like the entire song. All I do is just strum fucking A chord, dude. That's like literally it, dude. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's no structure to it. There's
Yeah.
no nothing.
No, but the beat and then his vocal melody,
Yeah.
you know, kind of created like a path.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
yeah.
just built the song, and the bass line is you know the bass line and the rhythm section of that song is like
Yeah.
the main part.
Yeah. It's the driving.
His vocal melody and then like a little bit of color from the guitar, a little bit here and there, and it's just like
no, it's great.
It works.
I fucking love that song. And like I said, honestly, even just that effect that you have on your vocals is fucking so. Is that
Oh,
like,
the tremolo.
yeah,
yeah.
That's so cool. You know,
Yeah.
great idea. That's all. You know, I love ideas.
You know, a lot of that shit is just like you're just messing around in the studio,
And
you're
it
like,
fits.
Hey, I don't know what will happen if we do this.
Yeah, but when
Hey,
it fits,
plug
it
this in.
fits. Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right, cool. Next is Kill Fuck Mary.
yep. Yeah. So this is off our new album.
Okay.
It's not out yet. We're trying to figure out how we're going to put it out.
Cool.
But yeah, when did we'd been kicking around. Excuse me.
Bless you.
We've been kicking around a demo of this for a while.
This one's been around for a while, yeah.
But it didn't really like take shape until like we were actually recording it. Like the song completely changed when we were recording it.
Okay.
And like
Bless.
and on like there was just me and the engineer one day was like I like forgot the vocal line.
Okay.
And like sang it differently, and
Yeah.
then it like kind of morphed into something different, and so
Okay.
we added another part to it, and then it was like, so it kind of just like wrote itself.
Okay.
when we were just like playing it. We had like a whole demo of it that was like totally different.
Okay. Cool. Let's go. Kill, fuck, marry. Just a thought I just had.
Yeah, that song's good too.
Is there any
We're, like,
consideration?
pretty good, dude.
Is there any consideration for young people in any of your
What do you mean?
delivery? I don't know. I'm just
Any
that question.
Any consideration? I don't really understand what.
Any
you're saying.
thought of outside of the band is kids are gonna like this?
No.
I know you don't care, but
Well, no, no. I mean, we just. I don't know. We don't really put that much thought into it. We just write music.
okay,
You know.
sure.
I think we would love.
Because I feel like kids are gonna like this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Just of the things that I'm hearing, doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
right
I don't know.
now.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's not a conscious thing. I mean, like we just write. I mean, we don't really put that much thought into it.
For sure.
You know, he sends me demos of stuff, and
Yeah.
like I turn it around and put, we kind of just,
Yeah.
stuff just happens
Respect.
and then you like put it out. We don't really think about like,
Yeah.
well, who's this supposed to be for? Like,
Yeah.
we're like, I don't fucking know.
For
Just
sure.
write shit.
No good band actually does that. And,
Yeah.
and I understand that, but I'm just asking. Just,
No, I think I mean
just to kind of
Ryan and I we've
poke a
talked
little
about like kind of diversifying a little bit about where we play maybe like
Well, yeah,
trying to get
it'd
into
be
something-
nice
like
to
some
have-
all ages shows and like
It'd
get out
be-
of just the normal like 4 or 5 venues that we play constantly because it's like
it would be really nice to have people that were not middle aged at our shows.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be nice. Of course, we'd have to stop playing Sunday matinees too, because
that's
like
true too.
Yeah,
we're
basically
we're
those are the
basically
shows
a
I
church
want to go
band
to.
now, dude.
Those are the shows I
like,
want.
we only play Sundays
I'll be honest,
now.
like that
Yeah.
that playing at 3 and 4 in the afternoon on a Sunday at the Casbah is fucking brilliant.
Dude,
pretty awesome.
dude, I went and saw Hingata play that with no lights, and I was like, "This is the first show I've been to in fucking ages." And I was like, "Oh, it's a Sunday
yeah.
brunch,
Oh, yeah,
fucking mimosa, fucking crew." I was like,
Yeah, no lights.
I get
were
home
cool.
by 8:00.
Yeah.
Like, that's old
But no,
people talk.
I
but
think
you know.
I think appealing, maybe not. If, you don't cater to like anybody in particular.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
no.
I think like it's always good if you get like the young, hungry, like
sure.
like very invigorated young kids that
Yeah.
are into music. Like
Yeah.
if that's always a good
and it
demographic to go
will
for.
it will capture. I can tell. I can hear it.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, it will.
I hope so.
It will.
Although I don't know, man. Like if young people can relate to the lyrics, then like they've got
Nobody's
some
listening
problems
to
with
lyrics
them.
for the most part. You hear the vocal
You're not
melodies.
old enough to be that much of a hoe.
Hey, you'd be surprised. Oh shit.
No, I think we, would love to have the opportunity to play in front of as many people as possible, and
For
like
sure.
the younger crowd. I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to think, if I was young,
Yeah.
I think I probably would have liked this.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
it's-
just speaking
Who knows?
because I'm trying to connect with so many different people right now, and I've connected with young kids, I've connected with older cats, and it's like I can hear where this will fit in.
Yeah, I don't
in
know.
a way.
You
know?
just put it out there, and
Yeah.
people gravitate to it.
For sure.
Whoever will,
Of course.
whatever.
But then I also
Yeah.
hear the influences in it as well. That's why where Jesus Jones kind of came up is like, and I'm not saying they're an influence. I'm just saying like, not to age us or
Jesus,
anything.
Jones.
but
What was the other song?
Couldn't tell you.
There was right here, right now. There was another one too.
Couldn't tell you.
I think I had that tape.
you probably did.
I probably did.
But I think it's the fact that it's a layered, beat over. I'm saying like, I don't know. I hear the textures, and that's just my ears. I have golden ears, so
Watching the world wake up from
history,
history.
bro. So shine in the love. What's the
Yeah.
rest of it? Because
It's just
What you feel.
It's just called Shine. Shine in the love that you feel.
all right. Respect. What about this song? Anything you want to
I
say
have
about
no
it?
idea. It was just it was like one of those that just kind of like wrote it pretty quickly. There's not a lot of
Would John be pissed if I took a drink of his beer?
Here, do you want to, dude? Do you
No,
want
I'm good. I'm
Here.
good. I don't need a whole one. No, I'm good. I'm just gonna be a bastard and take a sip off his
there
beer.
wasn't there's not like a ton of lyrics to it, it's more just sort of I don't know, it was like I honestly don't know. The songwriting process isn't like, it's not like a process,
sure.
like sometimes
Yeah, it's not a outline structure.
nah, dude, sometimes
yeah.
it just fucking happens and
sure.
you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
There was like
What about lyrically though?
Lyrically-
what's the significance of Shine?
it's
To you, because you're the songwriter.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like, well, I don't really like sort of getting into like what it should mean, because I want people to
Of course
I want people to pull whatever
Just a
they hear.
general
I mean, to me,
underlying fucking
to
message.
Me, yeah, to me, it was basically sort of like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna leave it open ended.
For sure.
I don't want to do it.
No, respect to that.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
You take with it what you will.
Yeah. What about how long did this song take to, inception to
This one happened pretty.
recording?
This one happened pretty quick.
Okay.
Because there's not a ton of lyrics. It was mainly just.
Just so you know, I took a sip off your beer.
Good.
Never had
Yeah.
Modelo before. I just wanted to try it.
It's delicious. It's good stuff.
How you grew up in Chula Vista? You never had
I'm
fucking
fucking
Modelo.
I had Modelo when I was like 14.
Yeah, I
years
was gonna
old.
say like, what the?
In the womb.
I was gonna say like, yo, dude, that's
Actually, it was Budweiser.
Yeah.
That was my dad's beer.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes songs just happen pretty quick.
Was this Shine? Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is one that was basically, I had the verse line
Yeah.
and I had the chorus hook.
Yeah.
And I had this string thing.
Sure.
And it just sort of like, well, just
Worked.
jambalaya.
Yeah, he
dude,
sent it to
you
me, and I
know?
was like, "Dude, okay, let's leave it exactly how it is.
You're like,
that's not getting
that's
better."
all right.
No, I was like, "That's not getting better. Like, leave it exactly how you have it."
Yeah, fucking.
That's the goal of we get to somewhere where we're like, well, we're not gonna make it sound any better than this.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
guess we're done.
I'm tired of listening to it.
Yeah.
This doesn't get any better. I'm never gonna play it any better. It's not gonna get any clearer. There's not gonna be any less string buzz. My voice is not gonna crack any less. It's not getting better than this. So let's just fucking cut
Let's
it.
cut it. Yeah. Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired. All right, let's go. Shine.
Everything
So here's my perspective. I haven't heard anything like this recently, so that's where I feel like you guys you can capture young ears because it's different.
Yeah.
You know?
I think so. Yeah.
We're fucking good, dude.
No,
We're good.
you are.
That song's fucking good, man.
And like, I almost feel like your delivery doesn't even fit who you are. You're kind of like pushing something from inside of you.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude.
I'm just an observer.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, it's. I think I think it's spot on. I mean, I can be objective because like
Sure.
these two
It's
songs, he
objectively
pretty much,
good. We're objectively the best.
Yeah,
band
No,
in
that's
San
great.
Diego.
It's great.
No, because
I mean,
like
that's
he
just a,
and it's
that's just a known
different.
fact.
these
It's
are like
different right now.
you know like he pretty much crafted those two particular songs and like
Yeah.
I remember when he sent it to me, I'm like, dude, like I would absolutely listen to this.
Yeah.
And, like I'm part of it, but it's like, you know, I saw that objectivity and it's like, you know, this
Sure.
is really cool.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on out there right now, like kind of doing this like
Not in this fashion.
territory.
No.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I would love to get in front of some younger crowds and,
Sure.
you know, get in front of some more, you know, different people. You know, I love playing for our friends,
Yeah,
obviously. Don't
for
get
sure.
me wrong, but
Of
it's
course.
like, I don't want to just play for my friends.
Would
I
you
don't-
guys be willing to play in like Escondido, Vista, San
Play
Marcos?
everywhere, man.
All right, cool.
We're-
I've connected with some
Absolutely.
cool bands
Yeah, we're-
there that might
dude, we're-
appreciate the shit.
We're talking about doing a tour in like Modesto.
Yeah.
In fucking Fresno, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, Fresno's popping, dude.
Dude, hey, man.
And Modesto.
Dude, so like back in the day when I used to, you know, when I did more tours and shit when I was a younger person.
Yeah.
Like the Valley was always dope
Yeah.
because like you get everybody comes through LA, everybody comes through SF.
Yeah.
And nobody goes to Stockton.
Yeah.
And so you go always get like really good turnout, right?
Yeah.
You play a fucking Visalia.
Yeah.
And like, dude, you get like you fucking packed.
Yeah.
Because like there ain't shit going on
Yeah.
there. Nobody stops by.
Yeah.
And so people are generally like really appreciative.
Yeah.
And it's always like really good shows because it's like there's a hungrier audience.
What I would say about now is the kids are where you were when you were in your small town.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Those kids
Yeah.
want to hear this.
Yeah, well,
That's what I would say.
yeah, no, but yeah, we're definitely
You
down
understand?
We're definitely down with Escondido and fucking El Cajon.
Cool. I've connected with some cool bands and
Lakeside.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm nobody. I'm nothing but I'm just saying like
No, I think
love
we're,
music, you know?
I think we're
We're gonna do. We should do.
do everything.
We're gonna do a fucking meth tour, dude. We could hit Escondido, Riverside,
Lakeside.
yeah, dude.
just go to El Cajon.
Fucking-
Go to Santee. What are you
fucking-
talking about? You don't have to go that
Santee.
far.
Palmdale. Yeah,
You're a little too tan for Santee, Ryan.
dude. Dude, my friend told me the gnarliest fucking story about Santee.
Oh, I can imagine.
So he was him and his friend Elliot. So okay, so my friend Jose, you know, Mexican cat from
Yeah.
from Logan, right?
All right, respect.
And Elliot, like tall black dude, right?
All right.
And they were like,
Tall black Mexican.
no. It's like this is like the
Tall
start of a
black
joke.
Mexican
So a
Elliot.
Mexican and a Mexican and a black guy walk into a barn, right?
Yeah.
So basically, they got invited to like some party right
Yeah.
out in East County.
Sure.
And it was like at a barn. It was like a barn party.
Sure.
So they're driving out there and they see a bunch of cars parked and they're like, "Oh shit, this must be the spot." They fucking open up the doors and they walked right into a Klan rally.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Fucking
say.
yeah. So you know, like 16-year-old fucking Mexican
That's
kid,
crazy.
17-year-old black dude,
That's
fucking
crazy.
roll right into the middle of a fucking like Klan
like-
meeting.
Belly of the beast.
Yeah.
We're out. Sorry about
But
that.
you know the funniest thing was, at least like according to my friend, like so Elliot was like really into fucking hot rods and shit.
All right.
And so he started talking to the dudes about their fucking cars
And they
out
were
front,
down.
and they were like, "Oh hell,
They're like, "You're
hell
cool.
yeah,
You go-
hey,
yeah.
this N-word's a cool N-word,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like
Hey, for real, like for real, for real.
dude, so
yeah.
so wild. Like it was like, oh, we're gonna go lynch this motherfucker. Oh wait, he knows how to.
He knows
fucking,
what's up.
He knows how to drop a 350.
Exactly,
Oh, okay,
exactly,
all right,
yeah.
all right. And you're just like, "Damn, that is the whitest shit I've ever heard,
Dog,
dude.
for real. Hey, sometimes style will always save you, dude.
Yeah. Hey man, that's the only reason we get anywhere in music. dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't
bro.
pay for
That's what
shit.
I'm
We just
saying.
got good style.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, style will get you everywhere for sure, for sure. Cool, man. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
I
Good
appreciate
talking
you
to
coming on for sure. For
Thanks,
sure.
man.
Good
Yeah.
talking to you. Yeah. Sorry
I know.
for
I
having to
know.
listen
Ryan
to his
hates
fucking
IG,
shit.
Instagram, and
No,
all
no, no.
that.
I don't hate it. I just, dude. I just don't like. He doesn't even have.
I don't even have
right?
Instagram.
Hey, it's all
Nah,
good.
I
Respect.
just don't. Like, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
post
yeah.
when we have to, but like, I don't like spending. I don't like sitting on my phone.
I use it to just connect.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My
so,
phone stays in my
so if
pocket.
anybody hears this and wants to connect with you guys, tell them where they can connect with you.
Come to a show.
Levers,
That's how you.
levers only at Instagram.
Levers only. Boom.
Levers only, yeah. But you know what? But come to a show. We're playing Soda Bar on the 16th, right?
19th.
Huh?
19th.
19th. I don't even know when we're playing.
It's all good.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody has to.
And we're playing Whistle Stop on the 24th,
24th of May. Yeah.
and then we need some more gigs after that. So
Yeah.
you need to reach out and hook us up.
Respect. Cool. Well,
Thank you,
thank you
brother.
guys for coming on.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so
This
much.
was fun. For
Yeah,
This
sure.
is great.
Good
Great
to meet
times.
Right on. And, I'm Dr. I, your humble host. Always saying, stay tuned, stay connected. Much love and respect. And until next time, peace.